Alvaro, dale.
Yeah. As I began writing this speech, I could not help but think back to a question from the MUN Secretariat test. Why do you want to be in MUN? It is not an easy question to answer. However, as I reflected upon my years in the program, I think I have started to figure out why. But before that, I'd like to share an experience I had a couple of months ago. In one of this year's reading houses, a bald teacher wearing round glasses, a short blue button-down shirt, probably, approached several of us UARC members and after greeting us, asked us what we were up to. Don't the suits, folders, placards, students, set up, give it up, I thought. However, I did not say that because I didn't want to be a jerk. We told him we were in an MUN house, grading chairs, to which he responded, "Oh, so you're pretending." We laughed. He laughed. Then he left. However, his comments didn't. He kept me thinking. After discussing for hours in MUN debates about topics concerning global issues, and coming up with incredibly detailed, well-written solutions, all those hours of hard work are soon forgotten the moment delegates leave the room. This is why I want to give delegates the opportunity not just to pretend, to take it a step further and to do something with their solutions by bringing figures from the government, such as local congressmen, the mayor, his staff, or activists to hear them out. This will give delegates the opportunity to enlighten the experts with different, creative, and innovative ways to approach the problems at hand. Doing this would already make the simulation real enough, but then I contemplated the possibility of giving delegates the opportunity to see, touch, feel, and smell reality. That's when I came up with the idea of organizing a community service trip in which delegates can voluntarily sign up to participate in an activity such as delivering food to the migrants with Casa Monarca, painting houses in a Techo community nearby, or working with Reforestación Extrema to plant trees in Morones Prieto, taking our already remarkable community service project to the next level and enriching the Island's experience, which our advisor has pushed us to build over the last several years. 2 years ago, Isa El Toro's UARC team introduced the press groups and the FSC. Last year, we were able to build upon their achievements by writing and introducing an interactive holistic crisis. This year, we had the press groups print a more attractive handout, took a risk by mixing things up in FSC, and again, successfully fabricated an interactive, demanding, and engaging holistic crisis. All of this and the remarkable themed lunches, an entertaining game show, over-the-top guest speakers, delightful accommodations, remarkable workshops, entertaining videos, cool merchandise, bulletin boards, and the list goes on, are what make Islands more than a simulation, an experience that leaves delegates wanting to come back. These are the building blocks of the Islands experience I hope to enrich. This, however, does not mean that everything was flawless this year, at least in the UARC department. As some of you might have heard, this year we were surprised by the comments we received from some of the delegates and advisors about the chairs, some even taking their anger to Instagram. Although we did go through intense training with all pairs, it seems this was not enough. This is probably the consequence of not expecting the chairs to do anything aside from showing up the day of the event, which might have left them ill-prepared. This is why, next year, we should make sure the chairs are involved in the process. Some of the things chairs should be asked to do are submit a draft of their corresponding committee's country list to be taken into consideration. Since they wrote the background papers, they should know more about the topic that UARC members do, who currently write the lists. They should be asked to revise crisis updates to make sure there are no loopholes, things that don't make sense, or discrepancies with any other updates. And to make IT's life a little bit easier, they should be responsible for gathering their committee's placards, folders, pens, badges, notebooks, and making sure they are not missing anything prior to the event. By including chairs in the process, we will make sure they are aware of everything that is going on and are prepared to make appropriate decisions and give appropriate answers when faced with conflicts. Being the chair should be more than just a 3-day job. Working with UARC has definitely been a challenge, but a challenge I believe I have managed to conquer. It required all of our creativity to produce the most ingenious of crises. It flourished my organization skills by having to handle an in-house, a crisis, the FSC background paper all at once. It developed my leadership skills by mitigating conflicts, working with strong personalities, debating over different ideas, and keeping UARC running like clockwork. And took my experience to be able to assist David and all first-time UARC members into what is it that the department is responsible of doing, how to plan and create a holistic crisis, and a boatload of more other stuff. After 2 years in Secretariat, my love for the program has deepened, and IMUS has become, as David says, a Disneyland to me. Working with the smartest brains the school has to offer, and year after year topping the expectations, I now feel prepared and want to, more than ever, to undertake this big task and to make sure we top the expectations once again. Now, going back to the question of why do you want to be in MUN? I think to myself, is it for the trips? Not really. Is it solely for the debate? Probably not. The background papers, the current events, the geography, the grade level content? I have come to realize it's much more than that. It's the friendships, the bonding, the fun times, the life lessons, the hard work, the not so hard work, the HQ, the trips to Conuco, playing Lobos at Maria's, sharing Franz and Ceci's iPad drawings, the opportunity to organize an event for the real world with real money and real customers, the opportunity to give others the opportunity to become global citizens, to develop their leadership skills and to build their confidence. This is why I am in, and I want to lead the MUN program. Thank you.